I'm counting over 40 books in this haul. 40 books in 28 days. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope everything is straight. I don't have my glasses on. I can't see. So we are just going to assume that everything is straight. We are in focus and we are ready to go. Because I think this video is going to be a long one because it's all the books I bought in February, which was the shortest month of the year, but somehow I have seemed to have bought more than a book a day because we have a huge haul. So grab a drink, a coffee, a snack, and hang out with me while I show you my obsessive book buying addiction. Can I use any more words to describe my book buying? I don't think so. So we're just gonna get started. I'm gonna pick up the hair with an old school scrunchie and we are just gonna go for it because I cannot stand having my hair loose. I tried, it didn't work. This is much better. Now I don't have earrings on, but we're just gonna do this. February, like we all know, is the shortest month of the year. And somehow I have bought more books in February than I have any other month, except January. January, I went a little crazy too. I haven't uploaded that haul yet. I do have it filmed, but I didn't notice that halfway through my filming, I have a whole entire tooth missing because it's full of lipstick. So I don't know if I'm gonna upload that yet. I might do like a very late January book haul, but this is crazy. So let's take a look at all the books that I have bought or received in the month of February. So this time I'm going to change it up a bit. I normally do my book of the month or any subscription service that I have for the month. I normally do those books first, but I'm going to start off with two arcs that I received. First one being The Deepest Blue by Sarah Beth Durst. I actually requested this because it sounded so good. This is basically marketed as, or being marketed as, Islands of the Blue Dolphins meets The Hunger Games, and I am all about that. I am currently reading this. I am literally 100 pages away from finishing it, and I am enjoying it so much. It's action-packed. It is just amazingness. I will be doing a video solely on reviewing this book. This book actually comes out on the 19th, so next Tuesday. So I'll probably put out this video for this review prior to that. And then the next arc that I got is The Better Sister by Alifair Burke. I've heard nothing but good things about this. This doesn't come out till April, so I will be reading this next month, but I did also request this one. I have no idea what this is about. I just really like the cover, and it says keep your enemies close and your sister closer, so it sounded really good. But yeah, those are the two arcs that I received for the month, and they're both blue. So you know how I feel about blue. Next, we're gonna get into my book of the month choices for February, which was The Winter Sister by Megan Collins. I already read this, and this is in my February wrap-up, so I'll link the card up above so that you can check it out, where I go more in depth of this book. And then I also chose, I love looking through their site at the older months, and then they have like a section which is like a miscellaneous kind of section, and they had this book, and I've been wanting to read this author for such a long time, and I loved the cover, and I'm just a sucker for book of the month books for some reason. I don't know what it is, but the book that I'm speaking of is Agatha Christie's And Then There Were None. That cover is just stunning. And so yeah, that was the other book I got. And now we are going to get into the books that I got in my Nightworms package. As y'all know, I was super excited for Rabbit Heart. We also got In the River, and we also got The Cormorant in our box. I will also link that unboxing up in the cards if you want to check that out. Next, I got 2 book gifts last month, which is always amazing, but my friend Chandra over at Where the Reader Grows, I will link her Instagram down below. She's just amazing, and I'm sure if you have Instagram and you're following bookish accounts, I'm sure you are following her, but either way I will link her down below because she is amazing. But she sent me The Suspect by Fiona Barton. I've been wanting to read this for such a long time. I haven't read anything by her, and I do own another one of her books, The Child. But either way, she sent it to me. And then my booksy Eleni sent me as a Valentine's gift through Booksparks. I will link them also down below. They are an Instagram account. They sent out like Valentine grams, book grams, and so you were able to choose different genres or like a mystery package, and they basically just chose a book and sent it to you. And in that package I got Winter Sisters by Robin Oliveira. I've never read this. I don't know what this is about, but it looks like it says a gripping tale of suspense, so I think it's like a mystery kind of thing, but that cover is amazing. And I actually think I'm gonna save this to read during the winter season later on this year, even though we're still in winter. How is it that we close the year with winter and open it with winter? Like, can we please not? It's March 11th and we're still going through winter, people. We're still going through winter. Why? So yeah, I'm leaving that book to read for the next winter season because it says winter in the title. All right, what do I pick now? Okay. I know most of y'all know that big Barnes & Noble book haul sale where they had like a bunch of books for 50% off. Yeah, well, of course, I shopped that and I got quite a nice little stack, but I also got my husband some books in the sale. So I'm going to start off with those just to get them out of the way. They're part of the haul. They were in the books that I bought. So I'm just going to show them to you. The first one was The Dichotomy of Leadership by Jocko Willink and Leif Babin or Babin. My husband is in a leadership position. I think you guys know, I think I've mentioned this before on a vlog or something, but he loves like leadership kind of books. So every time there's a sale or I go to Half Price Books, I'm always looking for leadership books for him. And then I also bought him Indianapolis by Lynn Vincent and Sarah Vladeck, I think. Is how you say her name, but it's basically the true story of the worst sea disaster in the U.S. naval history and the 50-year fight to exonerate an innocent man. My husband was in the Navy for many, many years, so anything Navy-esque like intrigues him. So those are the two books that I got for him, and technically this next one I got for him as well, but it's like for the both of us and it'll probably live here where I have the graphic novels. But I got Batman White Knight, which I didn't even know was a thing. I know there's a Dark Knight, but I didn't even know the White Knight was a thing. So I got that graphic novel and it's so beautiful. It was part of the sale, so I got it. And then the next 5 books I got were for me. First one is What You Hide by Natalie D. Richards. I don't know what this is about. All I know is that it is, it's a thriller, right? I mean, never read anything by that author, but I really liked I really liked the cover, and they are here to cut the grass. They're here to mow the lawn, so they're about to make noise. Anyways, yeah, What You Hide, and the cover looked really, really interesting, like very ominous and dark. And then I went on Goodreads and it had pretty good reviews, so I picked it up. Next is The Wolves of Winter. I know that this is by Tyrell Johnson. This is sort of like a post-apocalyptic kind of book, so bought it. It had really great reviews on Goodreads as well. Then I bought After the Fire by Will Hill, and the reason why I bought this one is because I read this little thing here. It says the only way out of darkness is to destroy it, and I was like, yes, please. I also got Her One Mistake by Heidi Perks, which is this right here. This is a thriller. This is about a mother that has a couple of kids, including her best friend's kids, and I think they go missing from the park, so it sounded right up my alley, and I got that. And then I ended up picking up a middle grade because I am a middle grade sucker, and that is Shadow Weaver by Marcy Kate Connolly. Marcy, I just noticed that she had my name. I'm glad I supported her, which looks like this. I don't know anything about this. I remember reading the synopsis at the store and really liking it, but right now I can't remember but look at that cover. It's just amazing. So then these next two books I'm going to talk about, I also bought at Barnes & Noble, but it was at a different time. I actually went for the release of The Hiding Place by C.J. Tudor. I read The Chalkman by her. It was her debut novel, and this is her second novel, and I really loved it so much, and I thought I would pick up her second one, which looks pretty creepy. And then, you know, because you just can't walk out with one book, because who would I be? How could I dare walk out with just one book, right? So I also walked out with The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss, and this is an epic fantasy that I've been wanting to read for a while now, and I think I'm gonna do it. I think this will be the year that I read this. I've heard nothing but amazing things about this book, so I'm really excited to get into it. Spring and summer is usually when I get really into fantasy, and so I'm hoping to read it sometime in the next 6 months or so. So looking forward to that. So the next few books I bought off of a secondhand store, off of Instagram. She has an Instagram account. I will link her down below. I believe her shop name or her Instagram name is Once Upon a Book or something like that, or Once Upon a World of Books, something. But I will leave it down below. She normally does like daily sales of used books. So the first one is Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. This is a book that I've been wanting to read for a while. I actually did haul the mass market paperback. Wow, I always have such a hard time saying that. But I don't like small books, those mass paperback books, so I wanted a regular paperback, and so that's why I bought this one. And I bought it also with another one of her books. I think it's called Marianne. I left it somewhere, but I also bought I bought these two from her by the same author, and this is a classic tale of romantic suspense. I've heard nothing but amazing things about this, so I really want to get to this one, and I think I'm gonna read it in April for the Owls Magical Readathon, which I'm so excited about. Then also I bought Hunted Past Reason by Richard Matheson, but yeah, I bought that one. That's the cover to that. And then I also bought Haunted by Chuck Palahniuk. I think that's how you say his name. And this one also has, like, she sends you a little bookmark. She just sends you different things all the time. Oh, but this is her her store name. It's Once Around Bookstop. So pretty cool. So yeah, I also bought that one. This one's like so creepy. Look at that face. Creepy. Okay. We're getting down to it, people. We're getting down to here. I'm pushing these piles of books. Okay. Next, I made a couple of orders on Amazon because, you know, you just can't not shop Amazon because why not? They have books, right? The first one is The Making of Gabriel Davenport by Beverly Lee. I cannot wait to get into this. This is throwing my white balance off, so I will just put it down. But I mean, this cover is freaking amazing. If I'm not mistaken, this is a vampire series. This is it's a trilogy, and it's about a vampire, if I'm not mistaken. I follow her on Instagram. She is super sweet and people rave about this series, so I had to get it. I am dying to crack this baby open, and hopefully soon I will. And then I bought The Brick of All Bricks, The Priory of the Orange Tree, because why not? This is by Samantha Shannon. I've never read any of her books, but this cover was just like, Marcella, buy me. And so I bought it. I cannot wait, but look at this. This is a brick of a book. I know that there's bigger books out there, but this just looks and feels like a brick. This is a standalone epic fantasy about dragons, and look, I have the perfect dragon. This is Sapphire. This is my reading buddy. But he goes, look, he matches so perfectly. So yeah, I'm so excited to get into this one. And then these next These next stack of books, because I can't talk, are all from Half Price Books. They are from 2 visits, and it's not just from 1 visit, but same thing happened to me at Half Price Books. I had actually ordered a book that they didn't have in store, but they had it in another store to come in. And they called me and they were like, hey Marcella, your book is in. And I said, all right, I'll be right there. And 15 books later, I leave Half Price Books. Because like I said, I can't just walk out with 1 book because that would be like ridiculous. 1 book. No. We're gonna walk out with 15 books. Yep. So the book that I ordered is thanks to Reagan from Peruse Project, because she has been reading this series, and every time that she talks about it, I really want to read it. So I just ordered the first one, and that is Keeper of the Lost Cities. Oh my gosh, this just sounds so amazing. And you guys know I am a sucker for middle grade books. Like, middle grade books just take my heart and run with them because they're such a fun adventure. And when there's like a dark element to the middle grade, which can be sometimes really, really dark, I just love it so much more. So yeah, this is by Shannon Messenger, and it just sounds like loads of fun, but I'm just so excited. And look at that cover, so fun. They're like hanging on. Oh, so excited. So thank you so much to Reagan for putting me on to this new series, because I know I'm gonna enjoy it. I mean, if she enjoys it, I'm gonna enjoy it, and that's that. And so, like I said, I walked out with 15 books. I don't know which one of these books was from that trip and which was from the other, so they're all mixed in, so I'm just gonna talk about it. The next book that I got was The Scorch Trials by James Dashner. The reason why I bought this book is because I am at the point now, obviously not right now because I've bought a bunch of new books, but my main goal for the year, which I'm failing at already, was to buy new releases or books that I needed to complete or even out my collection with. And this was one of them. I have the whole entire series of this on hardback, but this book I had on paperback. So I wanted to get the hardback of it. I saw it there. It's one of these books that are like printed on the actual hardcover, and those are some of my favorite covers. And so I got this one just to replace one that I had in my collection already. Then I also picked up this bind up of The Vampire Chronicles by Anne Rice. I just found it so beautiful. I usually don't tend to like bind ups. I don't like reading bind ups, but I like collecting them because I'm a book collector, like we all are. So this has The Interview with the Vampire Lestat, and The Queen of the Damned. So I really liked that one. And I picked up Meddling Kids by Edgar Cantero. This is said to be like a Lovecraftian kind of Scooby-Doo-esque kind of book, and it has to do with the summertime and the 70s, which I can be all about. And it just looks fun. I've heard mixed reviews on this book, but we'll see how I feel about it. Next one that I picked up was The Invention of Hugo Cabret by Brian Zelznick, and he's the same author from Wonderstruck, and the books just match like with the covers and stuff, so I thought it was pretty cool and I got it. Next is Someone Like Me by M.R. Carey. This is the same author from The Girl with All the Gifts, which I absolutely loved. And so they had this one. I like the cover and the color. I don't know what it's about, but I bought it. Half price book, so it wasn't that expensive. Next is an author that has very mixed reviews out there, and that is Ruth Ware. I bought The Lying Game. I've read the majority of her books, and I know that not many people like her because her endings are sort of like blah. They leave much to be desired, but it's just something that I just have to read her books. I don't know why. I enjoy them. I end up disappointed most of the times, but this is just an auto-buy author for me for whatever reason. You know, her books are enjoyable for what they are. So yeah. I have this thing where if I see a half price, if I see a book of the month book at Half Price Books for pretty cheap. I pick it up. I don't know why. I love how the book of the month logos are on the spine. Not all of them have them, but the majority of them do, and I just like seeing them on my shelves side by side. It's stupid, I know, but whatever. The first one is The Broken Girls by Simone St. James. I've actually been on the lookout for this on the Book of the Month website, but they're always sold out, and I hated that I missed it when they had it on the actual month. I missed it, but whatever, I was able to find it at Half Price Books, so I'm really happy for this. I've been dying to read this book forever, and it doesn't even look like anybody read it. I think they just got it and just sold it. Then I also picked up The Summer Wise by Beatrice Williams, also a Book of the Month book. And again, this is a historical fiction like most of her books are, but I love her cover so much, and I'm like, you know what, I'm trying to read other things, and this looks like a great place to start. So yeah, The Summer Wives. And then I picked up The English Wife, because if we have wives in the summer, why can't we not have an English wife? So I bought this one as well by Lauren Willig. I have no idea what this is about. I think this is sort of like a historical fiction thriller maybe, or a suspense or something like that. I'm not sure. But excited to have it. It looked good. So I got it. Next book I picked up is a rather newer release, so I can't be too mad at myself, because like I said, I was gonna buy newer releases, right? But this is Skyward by Brandon Sanderson, and I'm so excited. Look how pretty she is. She looks weird in the camera, because I remember seeing the cover in somebody else's video, and she looked like kind of like lopsided in her eyes, but she's so pretty. Yeah, I have this dilemma, which I don't know what I'm gonna do with Brandon Sanderson's books. I feature this one in one of my vlogs as well, and I talk about my dilemma, so if you want to go check that out. But yeah, can't wait to read this one. I've heard so many good things about that book right there. Then I picked up The Stranger Beside Me by Anne Rule, which is the shocking true tale of Ted Bundy. Anne Rule was actually friends with him, and then she wrote this book, so nonfiction. Then I got And Every Morning the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer by Frederick Bachman. I've been wanting to read his work for a little bit now, and I decided to start with this little one here. All I know is that his books pack a punch. They're really sad. They make people cry, so I don't know how ready I am for that, but I got it. Next is The Demon King by Cinda Williams Chima. This is another book that I picked up because of Reagan. This haul should be called the Peruse Project haul, book haul. But yeah, she loves this author so much, and she's always talking about her books. So it was on there, and I said, okay, I bought it. But I had been on the fence about buying this one. I had like 10 books in my cart or something, and I was like looking to see, because you know, you're always like, shit, 10 books, and you try to put some back, and you try to see which ones you want and which ones you don't. But the reason that I just decided to just go with this one is because somebody decided to leave a little post-it note here. I don't know if you could see it right there, and it says, honestly, one of my favorite book series, 10 out of 10 would recommend. And I'm like, if this person goes through that trouble of leaving a sticky note in there and recommend it through a sticky note, enough said. Like, I just kept it in my cart. Then I found Joyland by Stephen King. I've always loved this cover, and so I just got it. I don't know anything about this. This book I've been wanting for such a long time, and this is not my typical genre, but Next Year in Havana. I don't know if you guys know, but I am from Miami, Florida. I had a Cuban stepfamily growing up. My husband is part Cuban, so his family is all in that Cuban flair. I grew up in Hialeah in Miami, where you are surrounded by Cubans all the time. I went to a Cuban private school growing up. I'm practically Cuban. I just had to pick it up, and I've been wanting it forever, but because it wasn't my genre, I kept pushing it back, but they have the paperback now, and it was a half price books for like $7, and I said now is the time. I cannot wait to read this. I'm so excited for it. The cover is so elegant, so classy, so beautiful with Havana down here. I am all for this book, and I can't wait to read it. This is going to be in my summer TBR for sure. Then I picked up 2 books that are part of the same series. They're just not in any kind of order. I have the first book, and I saw these 2 to match it, and I sort of just got them. I haven't even started the series, but whatever. First one is The Sacrifice, and then we have The Fallen by Charlie Higson. It's part of the Enemy series. I don't know if that's what the series is called, but yeah, those are the 2 that I bought. So I just like that these match, and they were like in the clearance section of half price books. So I paid $2 for those 2 books. So I had to bring them, right? All right, and then the last and final book, we've gotten to the last book in the haul, is Stephen King Under the Dome. This is a brick. This is a true brick. This sits at over 1,000 pages long. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. So I don't know anything about this. All I know is that this dome sort of appears in this town one day, and then things start happening from there. I know that it, I don't know if it's Netflix or Hulu, but one of them has a series on it, and I started watching it without knowing that it was a Stephen King book, but I only got to the first episode. So I'm excited that I'm happy that I actually stopped the series, because I do want to read this brick of a book. So that was all the books that I bought for the month of February. We are 21 minutes into, no, not even, because I stopped the video. So we probably have like 45 minutes of me just talking about all the money that I spent in February. This is ridiculous, ridiculous. So that's it for this video, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down below what books you bought in the month of February, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.